Project Veritas says it's looking for whistleblowers. The group's founder told us at a Turning Point USA conference why he thinks it's important to come forward and why it's just as tough to do that. NTD's Juliette Song reports.
People think there's going to be targeting.
James O'Keefe, founder of the undercover journalism nonprofit Project Veritas, says some people fear being targeted for their political leanings.
And I think that's a fear that pervades the American body politic. Like if the other guy wins, we're going to the gulag.
He says it's important to fight that fear.
Because what eventually happens in societies, and we saw this in the Soviet Union, is that you end up with basically a country of feckless cowards because everyone is afraid to do anything for fear of like losing their job or being squealed on by their neighbors. This is not the sort of world that we want to live in.
O'Keefe says Project Veritas is looking for brave souls who are willing to speak up even if it means certain sacrifices, like one postal worker from Pennsylvania.
Richard Hopkins, postal worker in Pennsylvania, overheard his supervisor telling him to backdate the ballots before Election Day that were received after Election Day. He spoke to us on the record, and the Office of the Inspector General sent federal agents to him with one mission, to get him to change his tune. And they locked him in a room for 4 hours, wouldn't let him leave, wouldn't let him speak to an attorney, made him sign something like a Soviet Union-style recanting. He did not even know what he was signing. They did not give him what he signed. And those two agents leaked what he signed to the Washington Post.
He says luckily Hopkins recorded the entire interaction on his phone and published it.
And you hear these federal agents saying, we're trying to scare you, we're trying to twist you. The post office suspended him, and this is was a story that happened. I've never seen anything like this. It was like the people in our federal government tasked with investigating fraud were sent to cover up the fraud and target the whistleblower.
O'Keefe says people have flooded Project Veritas with messages through various channels, wanting to help expose potential illegal activities. And his organization has set up a call center to field.
Today we continue with our American Pravda investigations inside America's mainstream media with part 2 on CNN. Fake news. The Russia story. You're about to see one of CNN's most prominent left-leaning political commentators in total agreement with President Trump. We think this might be the first time this has ever happened. Maybe it's because he didn't realize he was going to be on television. And as Chris Cuomo has said, sometimes that's when you're the most honest.
Hey, man. We met in Palm Springs a few years back.
Good to see you, man. You good?
Yeah. How you been? What are you doing?
Good.
What do you think's going to happen this week? I mean, with the whole Russia thing.
The Russia thing is just a big nothing burger.
Really? You don't think that...
There's nothing there you can do. The Russia thing is just a big nothing burger.
Really? You don't think that...
There's nothing there you can do.
Yesterday, you met supervising producer John Bonifield.
Then why is CNN constantly like, Russia this, Russia that?
Because it's ratings.
Because it's ratings?
Our ratings are incredible right now.
But honestly, you think the whole Russia shit is just like bullshit?
Could be bullshit. I mean, it's mostly bullshit right now. Like, we don't have any big giant proof.
Because Bonifield says he was not alone in his cynicism for the news business. And Van Jones agrees with him that the Russia story is bold.
So I love the news business, but
I find it so
I'm
fascinating.
very cynical about it. At the same time, so are most of my colleagues.
Yeah, it's like...
I'm not alone.
The Russia thing is just a big nothing burger.
Really?
The organization is reeling.